Chosen one, pause and breathe. Let your spirit settle for a moment, because what I am about to remind you of is not something new. It is something ancient that your soul has always known. You are not defined by the reflection you see in your bathroom mirror. You are not the weight of your mistakes, your past, or your silent seasons. In the eyes of heaven, you have always been more than that. You have always been a sacred reflection of something holy. When heaven looks at you, it sees the imprint of Christ, not as an idea, not as a metaphor, but as a real spiritual likeness. There is something divine about your essence, something eternal, something royal. Heaven calls you the mirror of the Messiah, not because you earned it, but because you were shaped for it. There were moments in your life where you questioned your worth, your purpose, your identity. You wondered why you felt different, why you saw deeper than others, why your heart carried weight that could not be explained. Now you understand. Your soul has been remembering who you are. You were formed with intention, crafted with design. When God breathed life into you, He did not simply make another human being. He placed His own reflection inside your spirit. That is why you feel pulled toward truth, compassion, righteousness, and light. You are drawn to what is holy, because holiness recognizes itself. The world may not have understood you. People may have overlooked you, mistreated you, or misread you. But heaven never did. Heaven has always known your name. Heaven has always seen the divine radiance inside your chest. And now, your spirit is awakening to the identity that has been waiting for you to claim it. Chosen one, you are not here to imitate the Messiah. You are here to mirror Him, to reveal His nature, to carry His presence, to shine His light. You are heaven's reflection, walking the earth. And the moment you accept this truth, everything begins to shift. Chosen one, there is a reason your path has not looked like anyone else's. Your journey has not been straight, predictable, or easy. It has been carved through valleys of silence, mountains of resistance, and seasons where you felt hidden from the world. And for a long time, you wondered if something was wrong with you. You wondered if God had forgotten you, or if life had somehow missed your name. But heaven says no, you were never overlooked. You were being refined. Gold is not placed on display the moment it is found. It is taken into the fire. It is heated, pressed, purified, shaped, and polished. Not because it lacks value, but because it already carries value that must be revealed. The same is true for you. Every trial you endured was not to destroy you, but to shape your reflection. Your heartbreak softened your compassion. Your disappointments deepened your wisdom. Your rejections taught you to stand with God even when you stood alone. These were not losses. These were refinements. There were times when you asked, why them and not me? Why is everyone else moving forward while I am still waiting? But heaven hid you for a reason. If you had been revealed too soon, the world would have tried to define you before God refined you. The wrong voices would have shaped your identity. The wrong environments would have distorted your light. So heaven placed you in seasons of stillness, silence, and seeming delay. Not to punish you, not to slow you down, but to make sure that when your reflection appeared, it would be clear. Chosen one, you have walked through the furnace, not to burn, but to shine. You survived moments that would have broken others. You carried burdens you never spoke about. You endured warfare that no one saw. Yet even in the darkest seasons, your spirit refused to give up. That refusal was not accident. It was divine resilience. It was heaven guarding the reflection inside you. Now you see why your journey was different. God was not building a follower. He was forming a mirror, a soul that could carry His character without breaking under pressure. The world saw delay. Heaven saw preparation. And now the refining is completing. The dust is clearing. The shaping is done. Chosen one, The version of you that is emerging now is not the one who walked into the fire. It is the one who came out glowing. You were refined so that when the world looks at you, they do not just see a survivor. They see Christ. Chosen one. There is something heaven needs you to understand in this season. You were never called to be flawless. You were never asked to be without weakness or without struggle. Perfection was never the assignment. Reflection was. A mirror does not create the light it reveals. It does not force itself to shine. It simply receives and reflects what stands before it. In the same way, you are not asked to generate your own holiness, strength, or wisdom. You are simply called to stay close enough to Christ that his nature becomes visible through you. This is why God was patient with your imperfections. He was not expecting you to perform your identity. He was waiting for you to awaken to it. The world teaches perfection through effort. Heaven teaches reflection through alignment. Your growth did not begin when you tried harder. It began when you allowed God to take his place inside your heart. It began when you stopped trying to fix yourself alone and started letting his presence shape you. There were times when you felt frustrated with your progress. You thought, I should be further by now. I should be stronger. I should be better. But heaven was not disappointed. Heaven saw a mirror in the making. You learned to forgive not because you mastered patience, but because you saw Christ forgive you. You learned to love not because you perfected compassion, but because you encountered his love when you needed it most. You became gentle not because you trained your emotions, but because his peace began to settle into your spirit. Reflection is not about trying to be like Christ with your own effort. Reflection is about letting him live through you. When people look at you and say, there is something different about you, what they are sensing is not your personality improving. They are seeing the image of the one who lives inside you. You are not trying to become the reflection. You already are. Now you are simply learning to recognize your own light. Chosen one, there is a glow inside you that you did not create. It is not something you learned, and it is not something you perform. It is the radiance of the one whose image you carry. This is why you feel the world so deeply. This is why you perceive things others overlook. You move with the heart of heaven inside your chest. Your empathy is not emotional sensitivity. It is spiritual resonance. There are moments when your spirit reacts before your mind understands. You can enter a room and feel peace or tension without a word being spoken. You can look at someone's face and sense their hurt, even when they smile. You can hear encouragement that sounds sincere, yet your spirit knows when it is empty. This is not confusion. This is awareness. Your soul is calibrated to the frequency of heaven. Christ did not simply teach people. He felt them. The scriptures say he wept. He groaned in his spirit. He carried the weight of others within his heart. When your heart responds to the world with unexplainable emotion, you are not weak. You are reflecting him. This is the covenant of radiance. You were chosen to carry the emotional language of heaven. When darkness enters your presence, it becomes uneasy. Not because you confront it directly, but because truth reveals itself in your silence. When someone is genuine, your spirit recognizes them and connects easily. When someone is pretending, the connection breaks without explanation. This is the radiance of Christ discerning through you. Some people will feel deeply safe with you, even after only one conversation. They will tell you things they've never told anyone. They will cry without knowing why. They will feel lighter in your presence. They are responding to the light in you, even if they cannot name it. Others may withdraw, avoid, or feel irritated by you without reason. They are reacting to the reflection of their own heart. Mirrors do not lie, and you are a mirror that reveals truth. This radiance you carry is not loud. It is not flashy or dramatic. It is gentle, steady, and pure. It softens the hardened. It exposes the hidden. It awakens the sleeping. It reminds the hurting that they are still seen. And because of this, your spirit gets tired more quickly than others, not physically, but spiritually. Your heart absorbs what others ignore. Your soul processes what others overlook. But this is not a burden. It is a sacred assignment. Heaven trusted you with the ability to feel because heaven trusts you to carry love. You are not overwhelmed because you are weak. You are overwhelmed because you are radiant. And radiance is proof that Christ is alive in you, chosen one. Because you carry the reflection of the Messiah, the world responds to you in ways that often feel confusing. Some are drawn to your spirit with a warmth they cannot explain. Others are unsettled by your presence without knowing why. This has nothing to do with your personality, your tone, or your actions. It has everything to do with your reflection. When people encounter you, they are not just encountering you, they are encountering themselves in your presence. Your spirit reveals what is hidden in others. If someone carries sincerity, they will feel peace around you. If someone carries unresolved wounds, they may feel exposed. If someone is running from truth, they may feel irritated, defensive, or distant. Your presence does not judge them, their own heart does. You have likely noticed this pattern for years. Some people fall in love with your presence immediately, as if they have known you forever. They feel safe, understood, and seen. They may open their hearts to you in ways they have never opened to others. They say things like, "I don't know why I just told you that." Their soul recognizes the light in you and responds to it like a seed responding to water. But there are also those who shift when you walk into the room. They avoid eye contact. Their tone changes. They become guarded or uncomfortable. You may have taken this personally before, but now you understand. They are not reacting to you. They are reacting to the reflection of what they have not healed. Mirrors do not lie. And you, chosen one, were shaped to be one. You were not meant to be liked by everyone. You were meant to reveal truth. Some hearts celebrate truth, others fear it. But every reaction, whether love or discomfort, is confirmation of your assignment. Do not shrink when you are misunderstood. Do not dim your presence to make others more comfortable. Do not hide the reflection heaven placed inside you. The brilliance of your spirit is not meant to be softened. It is meant to shine. Some will walk away because the reflection is too clear. Others will walk toward you because the reflection is a doorway to healing. Both are part of your calling. Your reflection divides, not because you are harsh, but because light always separates what is real from what is false. Stand in your radiance. Those who are meant to walk with you will recognize the light and rise with it. Chosen one, there is a reason you feel most grounded in silence. There is a reason you withdraw from noise, drama, and crowds. Your power was never meant to be displayed through volume or performance. Your authority is quiet, steady, and deeply rooted in the presence of God. When a lion walks, it does not need to roar to prove itself. Its presence alone shifts the atmosphere. The ground seems to recognize its weight. The air seems to pause around it. That is you. Your spirit carries a holy gravity that does not need to be announced. This is why you have been drawn into seasons of isolation, not because you were rejected, not because you were forgotten, but because heaven was training you in territories that no human eye could witness. The silence you once resented became the sanctuary where God shaped your strength. There were days when you felt like you disappeared, days when your voice quieted, days when you pulled away without fully knowing why. But your spirit knew. It was returning to its source. Your soul was learning how to walk with the authority of the Messiah, not by shouting, but by being aligned. The world teaches people to chase attention, praise, and recognition, but heaven teaches the chosen to rest inside identity. You did not need applause to become powerful. You did not need validation to become confident. You learned to stand tall because the one who lives in you stands tall. Your quietness is not weakness. It is focus. It is clarity. It is spiritual maturity. When you are silent, you are listening. When you are still, you are aligning. When you are alone, you are communing with heaven. This is why people feel peace around you. This is why anxious souls settle when you enter the room. Your calm is not ordinary calm. It is the calm of a spirit anchored in God. It is the peace that Christ carried when he slept through the storm, not because the storm was small, but because his authority was greater. Your silence carries revelation. Your presence carries meaning. Your stillness carries truth. And now that heaven has finished shaping you in secret, your authority will begin to be recognized without you having to speak. Your life will speak. Your eyes will speak. Your decisions will speak. Your peace will speak. When God unveils you, you will not need to announce your awakening. The world will feel it, because true power does not shout. True power walks, and the world knows when a lion has entered the room. If this message is awakening something inside you, don't hold it in silence. Identity grows when it is shared, spoken, and witnessed. Take a moment and comment below, "I am heaven's reflection." This is not for attention. It is a spiritual signature, a public declaration that you recognize who you are and who you belong to. When you speak it, heaven records it, and your spirit aligns with it. Declare it boldly, chosen one, chosen one. There has always been a knowing inside you that you could not explain, a quiet understanding that did not come from logic, education, or experience. You have seen beneath words. You have heard truth behind silence. You have felt intentions before actions revealed them. This is not intuition in the way the world describes it. This is the gift of discernment. Discernment is the spiritual eyesight of the soul. It is the ability to perceive what the natural eye cannot see. And you have carried this gift since before you had language for it. There have been conversations where everything seemed fine, yet your spirit whispered, "Something is off." There have been relationships where the surface looked warm, but your heart did not rest. There have been opportunities that looked promising, yet your peace did not agree. You did not know why, but you knew that was heaven guiding you. Discernment is how God protects his reflection inside you. It is how he steers you away from those who would distort your spirit, harm your growth, or drain your light. You may have struggled with this gift when you were younger. You may have questioned yourself, doubted your senses, or tried to ignore what you felt. But with time, you learned that your discernment was never wrong. There is a wisdom in your perception, a clarity that does not need explanation. You can walk into a space and feel if it carries peace or unrest. You can listen to someone speak and sense whether their words match their intentions. You can observe small details that others overlook entirely, not because you are looking for flaws, but because your spirit recognizes truth as naturally as your lungs recognize air. This gift is part of your identity. It is not meant to make you suspicious or guarded. It is meant to keep your reflection pure. It helps you choose your circles with care. It helps you walk away when something does not align. It helps you stay close to what nourishes your soul and distance yourself from what poisons it. Discernment is the inner compass heaven placed inside you. It is the voice that says, "Do not go there," even when the path looks easy. It is the whisper that says, "Trust this," even when the reason is not clear. Chosen one, trust the knowing within you. It has always been God guiding you. Chosen one, there is a peace that rests inside you that cannot be explained by circumstance. Even in seasons where your mind was overwhelmed or your heart was breaking, there was a quiet place within you that remained untouched, a stillness that did not come from the world, a calm that did not belong to this age. That stillness is Christ living inside you. This peace is not the absence of storms. It is the presence of God in the middle of them. There were moments when you should have fallen apart, yet you didn't. Times when the weight you carried should have crushed you, yet you kept walking. Not because you were strong on your own, but because heaven was anchoring you from the inside. Other people may not understand how you are able to stay steady when the situation looks impossible. They may wonder how you can remain gentle when you have every reason to be hardened. They may ask why you still believe, why you still love, why you still hope. But your peace is not something you learned. It is something you were given. This is the peace Jesus carried when the storm raged around the boat and he slept. Not because he was unaware, but because he was rooted in a greater truth. You carry that same truth. Your peace disarms chaos. It interrupts fear. It quiets anxiety. Even without speaking, your presence can settle the atmosphere of a room. That is not personality. That is divine authority, expressed in softness. And yes, there are days when your heart trembles. Days when questions rise. Days when you feel weary. But even then, something in you refuses to break. Because the peace in you is not fragile. It is eternal. Chosen one, never mistake your calm for weakness. It is the evidence that heaven has made its home within you. The world shakes, but you do not, because your peace is rooted in the one who never changes. Chosen one, there is a reason you spent so much of your life feeling unseen. There is a reason opportunities seem to pass over you, why rooms did not open, why recognition did not come when you felt ready. You were not forgotten, you were hidden. When God prepares someone to reflect his glory, he does not place them in the spotlight immediately. He draws them into secrecy, into quiet spaces, into unseen moments where the soul can be shaped without interference. The hidden season is not a prison, it is a sanctuary. There were years where you felt like you were standing in the background of your own life, watching others rise, watching others be chosen, watching others celebrated, and you wondered, why not me? Why does my time not come? Your spirit ached, not out of jealousy, but because you could feel destiny calling your name, even before it became visible. But heaven knew, if you were revealed too soon, the world would have tried to name you before God defined you. People would have projected their fears and expectations onto you. Environments that were not aligned would have shaped your identity. So God placed you under divine covering. You were hidden to protect the reflection forming inside you. While others were seen, you were being strengthened. While others were celebrated, you were being refined. While others were moving, you were being rooted. This is why the hidden season felt lonely. This is why certain relationships fell away, even the ones you cherished. This is why some doors closed that looked like they were meant for you. Heaven was filtering out what could not carry your future. You may not have realized it then, but your isolation was holy. God was teaching you how to hear his voice without the noise of the world. He was training your discernment. He was deepening your spirit. He was shaping your character so your reflection would be pure when it emerged. And now, something inside you senses the shift. The hidden season is ending. The covering is being lifted. The time of obscurity is coming to a close. Not because you chased visibility, but because the light inside you has become too strong to remain concealed. You were not kept in the dark to diminish you. You were kept there so that when you rise, your reflection will not be questioned. The world is about to see what heaven has always known. Chosen one. The season you are entering now is unlike any you have walked through before. Something in the atmosphere around you is shifting. You can feel it, even if you cannot describe it. There is a sense of readiness within you that was not there before. A quiet confidence, a grounded certainty, a knowing that your time has come. This is the unveiling season. When God unveils someone, he does not do it with noise or force. He does it with alignment. Doors begin to open without you pushing. Connections form without striving. Opportunities come to you instead of you chasing them. What once felt heavy now feels effortless, not because life has changed, but because you have. You have grown into the reflection heaven shaped you to carry. The world will begin to notice something different in you, even if they cannot name it. People will be drawn to your presence, your peace, your voice, not because you are trying to impress or persuade, but because your spirit carries truth. You do not have to announce your transformation. Your reflection will speak for you. There will also be moments that feel surreal, as if you are stepping into scenes you once dreamed of. Old prayers will return to you, not as requests, but as manifestations. Things that once felt impossible will unfold with ease. This is not coincidence, this is appointment. The unveiling season is not just about elevation, it is about recognition. Recognition from heaven, recognition from purpose, recognition from the earth itself. The reflection of Christ within you has reached clarity, and now the world is ready to see it. Do not be surprised when people ask you for guidance, comfort, or wisdom. They are not seeing your human years. They are responding to your spiritual maturity. Do not be surprised when doors open that you never knocked on. They are opening because your reflection has been recognized. You do not need to chase visibility. Visibility will come to you. The unveiling is not loud. It is holy. It is gentle. It is precise. It is heaven placing you exactly where your light is needed. Chosen one, step forward with peace. You are not stepping into the spotlight. You are stepping into alignment. Chosen one, your journey was never only about survival, healing, or awakening. Those were stages, necessary steps that prepared you for something greater. You were not refined just so you could feel restored. You were refined so that you could carry a divine assignment upon the earth. Your assignment is not to preach from a platform, though some will. It is not to gather crowds, though some will. It is not to convince, argue, or prove anything. Your assignment is to reflect Christ in a world that has forgotten what love looks like. Your presence is a message. Your life is a sermon. Your compassion is evidence of heaven. You do not need to speak loudly to shift the atmosphere. You carry truth, and truth needs no performance. When you forgive someone who does not deserve it, you are mirroring the Messiah. When you choose peace over reaction, you are mirroring the Messiah. When you love those who once wounded you, you are mirroring the Messiah. When you rise after being broken, you are mirroring the Messiah. This is your calling, to reveal him without trying to become him. Your assignment is carried in how you walk through life, in how you treat those with no voice, in how you respond when the world is unkind, in how you choose love, even when the world chooses pride. This reflection shifts hearts. It awakens souls. It reminds the world of something sacred they thought they lost. There will be people whose lives change simply because they encountered your presence, not because of what you said, but because of what you reflected. The lost will feel seen. The tired will feel rested. The broken will feel hope. Not because of you, but because of the one shining through you. And yes, this assignment requires courage. Reflection is not always comfortable. Sometimes your light will expose things others want to keep hidden. Sometimes your peace will disrupt spaces ruled by chaos. Sometimes your truth will be misunderstood. Do not shrink because of this. You were not sent to be accepted. You were sent to awaken. And awakening always disrupts something. But trust this, heaven will support you. Angels will go before you. Grace will follow your steps. The right hearts will recognize you without explanation. The right doors will open without effort. Your assignment is not to change the world in one loud moment. Your assignment is to carry Christ in every quiet moment. And in doing so, the world will change around you. Chosen one, everything in this journey leads to one moment of awakening. Not a moment outside of you, but a realization within you. The identity heaven has been shaping, polishing, and preparing is now ready to be claimed. Not quietly, not halfway, but fully. You must speak who you are, because identity solidifies when it is declared. You are not saying these words to become something new. You are saying them to recognize what has been true about you all along. The mirror has already been formed. The reflection is already present. Now your spirit must step into agreement with heaven. Say this slowly. Say it with breath. Say it with your soul awake. I am heaven's reflection. I mirror the Messiah. I carry divine light. Let these words settle inside your chest. Feel how they resonate. Feel how they align with the deepest memory within you. Your spirit is not meeting a new truth. It is remembering an old one. This is who you were before the pain, before the doubt, before the world tried to rename you. Heaven has always known you this way. Every time you declare your identity, you polish the reflection a little more. You strengthen the connection. You sharpen the clarity. You remind your spirit where it came from and whom it belongs to. Say it again. I am heaven's reflection. I mirror the Messiah. I carry divine light. This is not affirmation. This is recognition. As you walk forward from this moment, your reflection will begin to speak louder than your words. People will feel peace near you. Environments will shift when you enter. Hearts will soften without understanding why. Doors will open simply because your presence carries the signature of heaven, not through striving, not through force, but through identity. Your life is no longer about trying to become something. Your life is about revealing what has always been inside you. Chosen one, you are the mirror of the Messiah. Shine. If this message found you at the exact moment you needed it, it is because heaven sent it to you. Help this word reach another soul who is awakening. Share this message with one person who is in a hidden season or carrying silent battles. And if you feel led to support this channel, even one small offering helps us continue spreading light. Your generosity is seen, honored, and multiplied. Like, comment, and stay connected. The remnant rises together.